About 10 years ago, a 16-year-old girl named Phi in the United States published a video from herself in her YouTube channel and asked, "Am I ugly?" In a short time, she gets several thousand messages. Many of them were upsetting and frustrating. After her, many others did the same thing. But why? Studies show that about 30% of the students do not participate in the class discussions because they do not want others to notice their appearance. About 91% of women are not happy with their body and appearance and are looking for their ideal body or appearance. Around 60% of college-aged girls feel pressured to be a certain weight. In a survey, more than 40% of women and about 20% of men agreed they would consider cosmetic surgery in the future. Studies show that the more reality television a young girl watches, the more likely she is to find appearance important. A systematic review of 20 papers published in 2016 found that photo-based activities, like scrolling through Instagram or posting pictures of yourself, were a key problem when it came to negative thoughts about your body. In a survey of 227 female university students, women reported that they tend to compare their own appearance negatively with their peer group and with celebrities, but not with family members. The comparison group that had the strongest link to body image concerns was distant peers or acquaintances. In a thought-provoking study, about 65% of women proclaimed that their weight has a key role in their feelings about themselves. In another study, adult men and women aged 25 to 76 showed that physical appearance had a greater effect on their feelings of being in control of their lives than did their level of self-esteem or their health. All these facts are shocking and thought-provoking. Many years ago, the great psychologist Carl Rogers investigated all influential factors such as family and environment, which were contributing to the bad behavior of violent children and young perpetrators. In one of the studies, William Kell, one of Rogers' students, attempted to predict the behavior of delinquent children. They wanted to predict what children might behave violently or become delinquent. Rogers predicted that the factors of family environment and social interactions have a strong relation with delinquent behavior. But he was wrong. The factor that most accurately predicted later behavior of those children was self-insight or self-image. Rogers wrote, "I was simply not prepared to accept this finding, and the study was put on the shelf." 2 years later, Helen McNeil replicated the study using a different group of subjects and got similar results. She found that person's level of self-insight was the single most important predictor of behavior. This time, faced with such an accumulation of data, Rogers accepted the findings and, on reflection, came to appreciate their significance. If one's attitude toward the self was more important in predicting behavior than any other factors, then many of psychologists, counselors, and social workers were emphasizing the wrong things in trying to treat delinquent children and adolescents. Instead, they should be trying to modify the children's self-image. That realization was important to Rogers personally, and he wrote, "This experience helped me decide to focus my career on the development of self-understanding, self-direction, and self-image, rather than focusing on changes in the social environment. It led me to place greater emphasis on the study of the self and how it changes." Therefore, the idea of the self became the core of Rogers' theory of personality, as it had become the core of his own life. According to Rogers, human being tends to grow, develop, and become self-actualized. When we are born, we do not know any limit or restriction. We strongly want to grow and achieve our dreams and ambitions. As time goes on and we get older, our understanding and our perception about ourselves change. Due to interaction with others and the responses or feedbacks we get from them, we gradually change the perception about ourselves and put some limits on our abilities and capabilities. Over time, we create a ceiling for our wishes and dreams and adapt ourselves to the image that we have created from ourselves. This is how self-image forms inside us. We are exposed to countless sources of stimulation every day. Some are trivial and some important, some threatening and others rewarding. The key question is how we perceive and react to this multifaceted world of experiences to which we are constantly exposed. Rogers answered the question by saying that the reality of our environment depends on our perception of it, which may not always coincide with reality. In other words, no matter what is happening in reality, the only thing which matters is your perception and understanding of that. We may react to an experience far differently from the way our best friend does. You may judge the behavior of your roommate or your partner in a dramatically different way than does someone decades older. Our perceptions change with time and circumstances. Your own opinion of what you consider to be acceptable behavior for college students will definitely change by the time you are 70. After Rogers, many researchers studied on self-image and self-insight, and studies show that self-image is one of determining factors for your failure or success in your life. No matter what you are doing or what you want to achieve, your self-image is always the key factor in your success or failure. Rogers wrote, "For me, experience is the highest authority." He believes that our experiences become the only basis for our judgments and behaviors. Those experiences which satisfy us or make us feel better about ourselves are called rewarding experiences, and our true self tries to reinforce them. In contrast, those experiences which are painful and make us feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or inferior are called threatening experiences. Fundamentally, our self-image is formed based on rewarding and threatening experiences in our life. But in all situations and experiences, this is us who decide to experience that situation as a rewarding experience or threatening experience. Remember, although some experiences can bring us pain or frustration, always there is some blessing behind that. If you fail and get humiliated, in return, you would learn something you can leverage to hone yourself and your abilities. This is you who can choose to experience a failure as a threatening experience or rewarding experience. And this is how you shape your self-image.